Iceland is home to some of the most extreme and unique geography found anywhere on Earth. It's made up of varying types of extraordinary geology that has given way to some awe-inspiring scenery. Scenery that's rarely found anywhere else in the world. One of the geological structures that stands out here is the hexagonal basalt columns that are scattered all around the island. Now, basalt itself is commonly found in many places around the world. However, it's rare to find it in long uniform columns like you see here. They get their unique hexagonal shape from the way that the magma had cooled in that specific area. The geometric shapes form during the cooling process thanks to something called columnar jointing, causing the rock to split in these distinct patterns. And because it cools from the top down towards the center of the Earth, you get these long continuous columns. The abundance of these basalt columns in Iceland is all thanks to the substantial amount of volcanic activity here. Two of the most popular locations to see them here are Reynisfjara Beach and Svartifoss Waterfall. But there are countless other locations scattered all around the island as well, but none of them even come close to Stuðlagil. I began my day in the East Fjords, which I have to say is an amazing place to wake up. My hotel sat right on the water and looked out at the snow-dusted mountains towering high above the fjord. As I was leaving the East Fjords, I encountered my first mountain pass and my first bit of snow, which made me very happy. Anyone who knows me knows that I absolutely love the snow. I grew up in it, so I feel at home when I'm around it. On my list of favorite places in Iceland, Stuðlagil sits at number 2, and I never would have thought that canyons would be at the top of this list. My top location actually came the next day, so you're gonna have to wait till the next video to see that one. One of the nice things about Stuðlagil is you get to choose how adventurous you really want to be, so anyone can really enjoy it. There are 2 ways to get there. One is a very easy way. You can drive right to the parking lot and walk down a set of stairs to the platform that looks down into the canyon. But if you want a little bit more adventure and the iconic views from down in the canyon, you can park a couple of miles downstream and walk up the other side of the river. It's a really easy walk up a well-maintained trail, and it's about an hour to get there, so it's not too bad. And along the way, you pass the small Studlafoss waterfall. It has the same sort of basalt columns as Svartifoss and the canyon below. Now, it had been pretty cold the days and nights leading up to my visit there, and this is actually exactly what I was hoping for. As if Stuðlagil wasn't impressive enough, the ice clinging to the basalt columns gave it even more character. On its own, the canyon is absolutely breathtaking and like nothing that I've ever seen. It's truly amazing what Mother Nature is capable of creating. The uniformity and uniqueness of the columns is something that you have to see in person to really take it all in. Photos and videos simply don't do this place justice. This is one of the locations that I spent a lot of time actually planning for because I knew there was a chance that the temperatures would be freezing. So I actually went out and bought myself some new microspikes to make sure that I could get down into the canyon and capture the photos that I've been dreaming of. And this is another place where I spent a lot of time because I really wanted to take it all in. It really was one of my absolute favorite places. You really need to go here if you can because I promise you it will not disappoint. Now, the next place that I was going to was Myvatn. The drive from Stuðlagil to Mývatn goes over a mountain pass that was really snowy, but it was actually pretty nice and sunny out the majority of the way. And I was really excited to drop down into Mývatn to be able to see all of the geothermal pools and vents and all the steam rising up from the valley floor. Unfortunately, Mother Nature had different plans. I hit thick fog that hung around the rest of the day. Since I wasn't able to see any of the scenery, and I mean any of it, I just decided to chill out and relax for the rest of the day and visit Myvatn nature baths. This was my first visit to a hot spring in Iceland while I was there. Everyone knows about the wildly popular Blue Lagoon. Myvatn has the same brilliant blue water, but in a substantially smaller setting. Plus, it's also far less crowded here. This was a really nice way to relax and unwind for the rest of the day. And just like my last two videos, I'm gonna leave you guys with a message and all of my favorite photos from the day. One of the things that I often catch myself doing while I'm traveling is trying to pack too much into one day. And to top it off, when I'm on a road trip, I'm the type of person who tries to make the best time possible. This trip was no exception, and I know I'm not alone in this. For me, it's because I'm always trying to capitalize on the time that I have where I am, and I'm trying to see as many places as I can. But that really isn't the best way to take full advantage of the place and truly appreciate it. Unfortunately, I tend to overlook this when really the best way to actually experience a place is to simply slow down and give each location the time it deserves. When you're planning a trip, even if it's somewhere local, add some time to it. Add 30 minutes, maybe an hour, or maybe even more than that. That can mean adding a couple of days to a vacation, or maybe even just going back again in the future and leaving those for the next time. My time at Stuðlagil reminded me that I need to do this, even though I probably should have been reminded earlier in the trip. So when you visit some place that you've had on your bucket list for a while, like Iceland has been for me, don't waste the time that you have there. Make the most of it and really take in each location and give it the time that it deserves. And with that, that wraps up this episode. I hope you guys are enjoying these, and if you are, I'd really appreciate a like and a subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.